It's a legacy of a man who was on the take. It's a legacy of a man who wanted power for the sake of power.
It's said previously to people, if the IMF comes in here, we are goosed.
The numbers are astronomical. So the ordinary person is looking in there. They're looking at a bank that has been nationalised, that has a checkered history prior to your time, that has already 14 billion gone in. You're looking for possibly another 8 billion. When are they going to see a red cent of that?
I think it does need to be said of the funds going in. We're talking about the funds that have gone in. We're talking about an estimate of another 10 billion going in there, which is the impact of the impairments on the rest of the portfolio.
2 already gone in.
So we're talking in the order of 22 billion. And I think, you know, it needs to be said that the lion's share of this will never be seen again.
Here we are giving $1 billion, 1.2 billion to people who probably bought these, as Stephen said, bought these bonds at a huge discount. We're vastly enriching these people, and we're using that money to enrich these people, and at the same time devastating the lives of poor people in this country.
Calling it paying our way.
And that is sickening that we've had to do that.
You couldn't even be bothered knowing who they are. No, you haven't addressed the question because you've referred to the viability of the Irish financial institutions. This financial institution I'm talking about is defunct. It's over, it's finished. Now, why are the Irish people required, under threat from the ECB, why are the Irish people required to pay billions to unguaranteed bondholders under threat to the ECB? You didn't answer the question the last time, so maybe you'd answer it this time.
Well, I think he doesn't have anything to add to what he's already said.
Sorry, this isn't good enough.
Sorry,
this isn't good enough. You people are intervening in this society, causing huge damage by requiring us to make payments, not for the benefit of anybody in Ireland, but for the benefit of European financial institutions. Now, could you explain why the Irish people are inflicted with this burden?
Well, I think I have addressed the question.
You have nothing to say. There's no answer. Is that right? Is that it? No answer?
I have given an answer.
He's given an answer.
You have given an answer that doesn't address the question.
That's your view.
That is my view, and I think it would be the view of the taxi driver and the view of our viewers tonight.
Right. Can we please move on?
Bertie, this is going to be your last day in the Dáil today.
Yeah, my last full day. I think I'm told by the whip I have to come in Saturday night, which will be an unusual thing, and then whenever it breaks up, presumably next week. So after 34 years here, practically every day of my life, it is the end.
Will you miss it?
Yeah, kind of. It's not point.
No wages and taxes and all that. Have you no shame? You don't shame yourself. At the TV there the last 2 days, melting out of yourselves. You should be ashamed of yourselves.
Thank you.
Shame on you.
Thank you.
No, it's not thank you. I'm fed up. I'm working, getting me paychecks this week, and I'm getting less taxes, less money by paycheck all the time. How dare you?
That's an anger that most Fianna Fáil TDs are going to face at the doorsteps.
Well, it is, but I have to say, outside here, this happens every day because people come along here to try and get themselves on TV and radio, and I think in all my years that's the same. But there is apart from people seeking to get themselves on TV, there is an anger. There's no doubt about that. People are finding hard times. People are, a lot of people have lost their jobs. Their standard of living is way down, and they're facing difficulties that they haven't for the last 15 years. I mean, the last election we went out with a whole series of problems and difficulties, but it was 3.4% unemployment. There were other issues.
call President Nigel Farage, freedom and democracy.
But just look around this chamber this morning. Just look at these faces. Look at the fear. Look at the anger. Poor old Barroso here looks like he's seen a ghost. You know, they're beginning to understand that the game is up. And yet in their desperation to preserve their dream, they want to remove any remaining traces of democracy from the system. And now we have the situation in Ireland. Now I know that the stupidity and greed of Irish politicians has a lot to do with this. They should never ever have joined the euro. They suffered with low interest rates, a false boom and a massive bust. But look at your response to them. What they're being told as their government's collapsing is that it would be inappropriate for them to have a general election. In fact, Commissioner Wren here said they had to agree their budget first before they'd be allowed to have a general election. Just who the hell do you think you people are? You are very, very dangerous people indeed. Your obsession with creating this Euro state means that you're happy to destroy democracy. You appear to be happy for millions and millions of people to be unemployed and to be poor. Untold millions must suffer so that your Euro dream can continue. Well, it won't work, because it's Portugal next. With their debt levels of 325% of GDP, they're the next ones on the list, and after that, I suspect it'll be Spain. And the bailout for Spain would be 7 times the size of Ireland, and at that moment, all of the bailout money has gone. There won't be any more. But it's even more serious than economics, because if you rob people of their identity, if you rob them of their democracy, then all they are left with is nationalism and violence. I can only hope and pray that the Euro project is destroyed by the markets before that really happens.
Thank you. The next speaker.
How much do ordinary citizens endure in cuts to wages, pensions and services to pay for the massive credit binge that left banks and European governments from Ireland to Greece awash with bad debts? Ireland has repeatedly received the painful message: unless taxpayers foot the bill for its huge debts, global financial markets won't lend to its banks or its government except at impossibly high interest rates. It's a message being pounded out to countries across Europe as the great debt crisis heads into its second dangerous year.
And now I speak, being full of a vision. I speak to my people, and I speak in my people's name to the masters of my people. And I say to my people's masters, beware. Beware of the thing that is coming. Beware of the risen people who shall take what you would not give. Did you think to conquer the people? Or that law is stronger than life and than men's desire to be free? We will try it out with you. You that have harried and held, you that have bullied and bribed, tyrants, hypocrites, liars.